Imagine a tiny town where everyone feels like family. There's a church here, the heart of the town. But the church is in trouble. The roof is leaking, money is tight, and life isn't easy for the townsfolk. The story begins with Pastor Daniel's prayer. He says, "Dear Lord, today feels like yesterday. Give me the strength to save this town from falling apart." He also prays to find the money to fix the church roof before Christmas Eve. Daniel isn't just a pastor. He's a beacon of hope for the whole town. Now let's meet Tommy, Daniel's nephew, a fantastic teenager. He shows up at Daniel's house one morning because his mom's cereal is inedible. Tommy says, "I'm a growing boy. I need sugar. Are you with Tommy on this?" "I kinda am." Tommy says, "I left a note from Mom. I'm here for a real breakfast." Daniel teases, "Tommy, you've impressed me." Then Daniel's dad, Frank, walks in. He says, "I'm fine. I've got my son, my grandson, and I woke up this morning. God is good." Even in tough times, Frank's gratitude is heartwarming, isn't it? Here comes the tension. Daniel asks Frank, "How's the church roof holding up?" Frank replies, "Like your back, old but hanging on." Daniel laughs, "At least my back isn't leaking water." But behind the humor lies a big problem. There's no money to fix the roof, and the town's economy is struggling. At this point, Michelle, Tommy's mom, arrives with Christmas cookies. She says, "Here's a gift for the season." But these cookies are fat-free, gluten-free, sugar-free, and dairy-free. Tommy and Daniel taste them and say, "These aren't cookies, they're air." What would you say if you tried these cookies? Michelle, embarrassed, says, "Okay, you don't have to eat them." As she takes Tommy to school, he hints, "I want a car for Christmas." Michelle shuts it down. "No car for you, kid." Doesn't this remind you of your childhood wishes? The story gets deeper. Daniel and Michelle talk about the Christmas festival. With insurance costs, it might not happen. Michelle offers hope. "We'll find a way." Daniel thanks her for looking after Frank, saying, "We're family. That's what we do." Family love is so powerful, right? Daniel and Frank have a serious talk. Frank says, "If I ever become a burden." Daniel interrupts, "Dad, you're staying with me." But Frank suggests, "Maybe we should sell the church." This moment hits hard. The church isn't just a building, it's the town's history. Frank adds, "Medical bills, insurance, repairs, they're drowning us. You say God provides, why not trust Him now?" Daniel replies, "We'll get through this, Dad." I felt so bad for Daniel carrying the town's weight on his shoulders. Now, enter Hillary Shaw, a big city businesswoman. She's with Shaw Development, aiming to buy the entire town, church, shops, everything. But this is the town's history, faith, and family. Hillary's father, Richard, says, "Midnight clear is our biggest opportunity. The people are desperate. They'll sell." Doesn't that feel unsettling? Hillary says, "If I convince the eager ones, the rest will follow." But she hesitates. The church looks historic. Is it right to tear it down? Richard snaps, "Business is business. If needed, we'll use eminent domain." Eminent domain means taking land by force. That gives me chills. Hillary visits the church to meet Daniel. She says, "I'd like to discuss your property." Daniel shuts her down, "Not interested." Hillary insists, "We'll revitalize the town. Stores, community centers, jobs." But Daniel counters, "Affordable for who? How many will you displace?" He challenges her, "I can spot a lie. What's the real plan?" Hillary says, "Money can fix a leaky roof and medical bills." Daniel replies, "Community and faith can't be bought." What a powerful line. Hillary arrives at the Evergreen Inn, where Nicole warmly says, "You've come at the best time for Christmas." Hillary coolly responds, "I'm just here for business." Hillary's still in business mode. She visits Betty Collins' diner. Betty says, "This town is so small, if someone sneezes on Main Street, everyone says, 'God bless you.'" Betty adds, "Revitalization means tearing down and rebuilding, right? Every shop here holds laughter, tears, and history. This town has a soul, don't you think?" Daniel and Frank talk again. Frank reveals his physical therapy claim of $550 was denied by insurance. So much pressure. Frank says, "You haven't taken a salary from the church in 6 months. The roof needs $15,000. Daniel says, "Faith can change everything." Frank replies, "We need to think practically." Hillary returns to the church, saying, "We got off on the wrong foot. Let's start over." She's softening. She says, "The historic church will be the centerpiece of our project." But Daniel responds, "You're counting our assets, not understanding us." Daniel's peeling back Hillary's business facade. Hillary tells her colleague, Brandon, on the phone, "If I can't sell this town, my dad will disown me as an employee and daughter." Brandon advises, "Avoid Daniel, talk to others." At a town meeting, Nicole says, "We need $3,500 for the Christmas festival." Daniel offers hope, but everyone's worried. Suddenly, Hillary donates $3,500 and leaves. The festival is saved. Is this a sign of Hillary's change? Hillary tells Brandon, "I need info on historic preservation grants and community partnerships." Hillary wants to save the town. She plans to boost tourism around the historic church. Meeting Daniel, she says, "I don't understand faith. My mom died of cancer despite church prayers." This moment is so emotional. Daniel says prayer is about finding strength. He shows her the town, community gardens, old church ruins, proving it's a family. Hillary says, "No one's ever trusted me like this." Something's sparking between Hillary and Daniel. But tension returns. Richard plans to use eminent domain. The church gets flagged for code violations and is shut down. Daniel says, "We trusted Hillary." Hillary replies, "This is my father's doing." Everything feels lost. But Hillary doesn't give up. She calls construction companies and suppliers. The townsfolk step up. Monroe Family Construction and Hill Valley Hardware donate materials. By Christmas Eve, the roof is fixed. At Christmas Eve service, Daniel says, "We're celebrating not just Jesus' birth, but hope, faith, and forgiveness." He adds, "In darkness, God shines through ordinary people doing extraordinary things." Candles light up the church, and everyone sings, "It came upon the midnight clear." I had tears in my eyes. Do you feel it? Richard appears. He says, "Hillary, you were right. Midnight clear isn't just about profit." He assigns her to preserve the town from midnight clear. Hillary says, "This is my new home." Everyone heads off for Christmas cookies and hot chocolate. So friends, that's the story of Midnight Clear. Hillary saved the town and found a new beginning. A new bond forms between Daniel and Hillary, and Christmas lights shine across the town. What did this story teach you? Faith, hope, or the power of community? Let me know in the comments. Like the video, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. Spread some Christmas joy and stay awesome. Bye!